Thronebreaker. So the last video was an hour and 20 some minutes. I tried keeping a respawn time, but all that dialogue with frickin' Groover and Wilhelm and everyone else, and Gascon, turning to Gabbard behind, sending us sending us to cover up Sigrid crimes. But in the end, I honestly don't think it really mattered exactly how much we helped Ruber. Like, they made this whole big point, like, oh, you have to keep Ruber happy so we actually get help from him. I don't think it really matters how much you really do that's good. Maybe I get more or less units depending on that, but yeah. So we probably should have just murdered those Nilfgaardians. But the thing is, we didn't. Could always put Gabbard back in, but I don't really care for his card. So we are matched out. The problem with that is we have new units. So we have a Morhackam Shield Bell, which sets a unit's power equal to his power, which honestly isn't bad. I mean, 9, and he only takes 3. Not bad. So far, of course, move 2 units with the same power to the other row on their side. Which is, I mean, I guess it would help Gascon eventually. Morhackam Manglers, though, damage all enemies that share the same power of each other by 2. That's probably a more useful unit. Because, I mean, the Morhackam Shield Bearer is basically similar to, what would it be? Well, sort of like the Alchemist, but I was thinking something else. So the question is, yeah, the problem is we can't actually train anymore with Zebra. So what do I want to do? I could get rid of a War Wagon and get, well, 1 dwarf. I've got a War Wagon, so only like 4. Oops. What else can we get rid of? I could get rid of a couple drummers, I suppose. Which means we could have all those manglers. Or we could have a couple manglers and a couple shield bearers, because they're both 3. So that works. Yeah, that works. I mean, still trying to think who would be our. Oh god, what if the spies actually Ike? Oh my god, that would be the worst situation. Like, Ike is a. No, I couldn't be the spy. Ike's a paladin. That would go against his code of conduct. But what if he is a spy? And he's just using the code of conduct as a cover this entire time. Well, obviously the spy is Knickers. I mean, obviously. Obviously, they have Nilfgaardian sausage. That is why he's joined them. I mean, this person seems so likely that she promised she would never use magic to harm others. She promised never to use magic, doesn't mean she can't be a spy. And Gabber... Well, Bruger once wanted to banish him from record for having llamas, though it's a long story. Bruger, yes. Honestly, his left hook is actually pretty decent. His bottomless pockets, though, is completely shit. But I'll notice it costs 11 to put him back in the deck, and I don't really have the space. Unless I take up my wagon bird. I could take out my wagon bird. Because let's face it, wagon bird's decent, but it's also completely bullshit too. Because the whole thing about it is you gain 1 armor whenever a card appears on this realm. But the problem though is the enemy will easily just target it and keep shooting it, so it never gains any armor, so it never gains enough charges to actually be useful. Yeah. And the war wagons are they're not that great because, ooh, 2 units that have low health, ooh. But then again, those units die and they damage the health for units, so they're sort of actually more useful. Anyway, deck's full. Well, let's go see what we have in our report. Oh yes, Captain Tobias, your Majesty. You surely know already Count Caldor's been handed control of Agra and your son Pharaoh seized this chance to assert his independence when General Dar is absent from the capital. The young prince pushes his own decrees through the Council of Peers. Not for me to judge whether this is all is in accordance with some plan of the invaders. Yesterday, emissaries from Tamaria and Cadwin came to court. I'm afraid they seek to cut a deal with the Nilfgaardians. If Redania joins them, the war will end and the enemy shall triumph. Only the North needs a victory. You must know your fight is of the utmost importance. Yeah, Redania is not going to join Nilfgaard. You remember the volunteers from Harkov aren't to go with our bevies, or brawls. Don't be stingy, I pay. Make sure they don't show them around with your troops more than the absolute minimum. Keep them segregated. Don't interview idiot human fashions and pray for my decent dwarves and inflict in the mountains when they get back. Yes, if you fight the Black Rose with the same mule-headedness you showed me, then for a sword beam, don't give up. See, Boofer likes us, technically. Agram, partly under Nilfgaard control, black-clad troops hold key fortresses and transportation arteries. What will beyond that? Swampy waters remain uncharted, untamed. I've called railroads Agram on behalf of Emperor. Command small division touches the castle south of swamps. Nilfgaard troops also supervise blockading operations, blind the fleet. Further danger presented by monster attacks, foul beast present in Agram's wetlands. In numbers 14, those found anywhere else. If I remember right, Count Caldor's actually a decent card. Besides just dog pissing on him. He has that ability to basically spawn a copy of units, I believe. Like he spawned a match like a good card. Copy it and spawn another copy. So now everyone wants to talk except Ike. We can't accuse the Grave Rider of being the traitor the whole time. I mean, obviously it's not. But at the same time, it could be getting rendered. I mean, he is wearing yellow, blackish. He could be enough. No, that makes sense. It's like basically this whole spy thing has been parallel. I mean, Isabel.
I'm pleased to see you again, Mom. You need something?
somehow I don't.
Duty calls. I must go. Of course.
My soul rejoices, Your Grace, to see you at...
And why would I not be?
I heard you spoke with Prince Willem in Mahakam. An exchange, I've no doubt, fraught with difficulties, peppered with many a hurtful word.
Oh, none worse than those he spoke in Lyria when he ordered me placed in chains. What I felt then... Why, I dare say you'd have trouble imagining it.
I've no need to imagine, Your Majesty. This feeling I know. I don't oft speak of him, but I too have a son. Or more to the point, had a son. Siegfried, his name.
Passed on, has he?
No, Your Majesty. Worse. He's renounced me. When an illness affected his mother, my wife, Sophia, he implored me to earn coin for her betterment. But I had vowed long ago never to take payment from those I protect. I could not. It would be a stain on my honor.
See? Icorf is powered in armor. I very doubt he's the traitor. And if he is a traitor, that's gonna suck because he is my best card. Remember, against certain monsters he stacks up a lot. And then if it was like a boss monster fight, I could just throw him at him, boom, dead. Because he has like a 60 to 100 charges on him. Anyway.
Apologies, Your Majesty. Of what concern to you can my petty troubles be?
They are, Ake. Believe me. And I thank you for confiding in me. I wish to discuss another matter, but it can wait. I shall come back later.
Your Grace?
Another matter, but yet we have no matters to talk to him about.
Farewell, Ake.
Yeah, I know he's the traitor. So, honestly, it comes down to mostly between those two.
Yes, Your Grace?
I mean, look at his armor. It's yellow and blackish. I think it's just the lighting. It's probably just silver or grayish. But still.
Reynard, you fought in the first war against Nilfgaard, did you not?
Oh god, they coined him since the first war. He's a traitor.
Yes, Your Grace. Though, as a mere captain then.
Oh god, they're gonna make him a general.
Were they equally cruel? Did they scorch fields, turn peasants into slaves?
Nay, Your Grace. They fought with honor in those days.
So, what's happened? Why the change?
It's said Emperor Emir var Emrys's heart hardened over the years. He's grown crueler, more ruthless. His soldiers' zeal for violence has followed suit.
But you don't say that.
No, Your Grace.
To your mind, why do they now despise us as they war against us?
'Tis ever easier to loathe those you know. Before the first war, they knew nothing about us. Then they saw they'd the better weapons, larger cities, superior craft. That in our towns, waste flowed through the streets in open gutters.
It makes sense. So basically, they look down upon us and see us as basically barbarian savages that they are to conquer in any means necessary.
And they concluded we weren't their equals.
Is that?
It's far easier to kill when one holds such a belief.
But shouldn't you show sympathy to your lessers?
It's time I attended to other matters.
No, I guess.
Hey ho, how's my favourite queen in the north?
Ever have regrets? Feel remorse?
For what?
Yeah, for what? I mean, what would he ever regret?
Oh, I don't know. Killing innocents, perhaps? Murdering travelers, pilgrims?
I've always warned them. Won't touch a hair on your heads, provided you don't resist. So, see, gave them a choice.
He gave him a choice.
Besides, innocence? Please, Maeve. We both know those to be mythical creatures. Everyone's got something on their conscience.
Well, there you
So
go.
there's always call for murder.
Apparently.
That's right. Dead right. You need but answer it.
It's time I attended to other matters. Farewell.
Always good to see the Queen. How can I help you?
Yeah, but...
We haven't had a chance to speak since we left Mahakam. Why join us? Or decide to leave your homeland, for that matter?
Well, besides betraying... all that.
As I said, I was in your debt. Still am.
You're a dwarf of honor, I'm pleased. But not entirely convinced 'twas reason enough for you to leave your clan.
What is that?
Not about to let me off easy, are you?
No.
All right. I may have been motivated elsewise.
By a guilty conscience?
The horridness with the Fuchses. All that blood and mud. It went too far. I tried to talk it out with the elders. They brushed me aside like a wee bairn. But that weren't the whole of it. I saw the shite dwarves living in your cities go through. Thought I'd forget once I came home. Got back to dealing with my own problems. Only... can't I forget something like that? I got to help. Any way I can. And nothing would come of my sitting on my arse in Mahakam.
But... you really think you're gonna make a difference? I mean... I'm not sure exactly about Nilfgaardians, but I'm pretty sure most humans in the North don't like non-humans. Nilfgaard's using the storytale by promising them like more land and stuff like that against the North. And then there was the whole thing in Witcher 2 where technically the storytale were being used by Nilfgaard through third parties to basically murder kings, to destabilize the North. So, technically this here is still, you know, I think this is technically before Witcher 1, actually.
I understand, Gabor. And I know you'll find a way to help.
Yeah, it would have to be before Witcher 1, yeah.
We shall return to this conversation later.
No skin off my back. We seen each other.
Okay.
Yes, my lady?
I really doubt he's the spy.
I haven't had the opportunity to thank you. Had you not been so alert, we'd have fallen to our deaths in Mahakam.
I merely did my duty, Your Majesty.
Modest as ever. Yet once the war is over, I shall make certain you're properly rewarded.
I'll give you a new face.
My lady, the one reward I desire is victory. Your victory.
See, I don't think he's the traitor.
Other matters await my attention.
As you wish, my lady.
I think it would have to be between those two, and that's probably... it's probably going to end up with some stupid choice between those two. I'm going to lose half my army. And I'm going to be pissed off again. Probably not going to take place until Act 5, and it's going to be like, oh, well, you have to make a decision who to actually trust. Then I'm going to lose half my army, and things are going to become bullshit.
You need my help with anything? Anything at all? I've ideas aplenty.
Ever travelled with an army before?
I mean, the thing about the gnome, though, is, I mean, look at that face. That's the face of someone who's basically going to scam the shit out of you. He wants your soul.
Frankly, can't say that I have. You folk are my first. And let me say, it's not nearly as dull as I expected. Your travelling companions, fascinating, truly.
Is that so? Who, if I might ask?
Well, obviously Knickers.
Let me think. Then there's that aged woman. Isabel, is it? Oh, your grace, a complete lunatic, that one. Did you know she believes the world to be round? Round! Like an egg!
That's a bit too relevant.
And just between the two of us, the quiet chap, Xavier, gives me the willies, truth be told. Could just be on account of his face looking like a piece of taffy stuck to the sole of a boot.
Well, that's one way to describe it.
Who else? Oh, right, a word of advice. Never play Gascon at cards. He's a hustler, that one. And he tells tall tales. About debts. Specifically, ones that I supposedly owe him.
Well, there you go.
And the Reynard fellow. What a jester. Always good for a laugh.
Oh, really?
I'm sorry, what?
Every day he barks at me, stand at attention, with a perfectly straight face. And last, he asked asked if I'd served in the Norm Army. I mean, really. Sometimes I just can't with that man.
Very thorough, Barnabas. I thank you.
Nothing about Ike, apparently, though.
Time I attended to other matters.
Or Gabber, actually.
Ah, yes, you're still here. Off you go, then.
Okay. Well, we've successfully completed camp story time. So, now that time to actually get to work. Oh god. We're in swamps. Swamps are bad. Swamps are full of monsters. Everything's shit. People are gonna drown. Yet for some reason, despite losing units and shit, we still are up at 309. So, we've gained units. Doesn't matter. Now it's better. Now to go poke things until we get eaten. I was gonna say, obviously we have to walk into this fight. Whoop-de-doo. Because there's an Nilfgaardian garrison. Should probably burn it.
Hidden among brambles, Meave watched the Nilfgaardian sentries atop the palisade. In full gear, alert in stance, they looked sharp and ready to defend the stronghold.
Blast!
Meave hissed, for she now knew Red Lobendon would not fall by surprise. A siege would be needed, and it would slow her advance.
Well...
Yet there was naught she could do, as this was her one road to Angren and to Caldwell. Reynard wiped the sweat from his brow, donned his helmet, and dropped his visor with a tap.
On your command, Your Majesty.
Yeah, there is one thing that annoys me. If you actually watched my Witcher 3... my Witcher 3 Let's Play. It's that... I usually use the Northern Realms. Because Fortis and siege weaponry is pretty much my main strategy for the majority of the game, besides pressing the win button when I was starting to lose. Because I don't want to read you all. Because most I was just doing Gwent for money and cards. But the thing is, Demary had all that nice siege weaponry. I mean, trebuchets, siege towers, catapults, ballistas. We have an onager, or maybe two. Don't really have siege weaponry. Like, like you get like, what, a mallet or something? Some traps, but we don't really get, you know, trebuchets or catapults or anything really great. Yes, we're going to murder them all. Oh yeah, it's going to slow our events.
Very well. We mustn't delay. Reynard, our plan of attack. Armoured infantry to lead and take the first salvo upon their breast, scaling ladders to follow. Afterwards...
Masterful. Truly masterful.
Interrupted Gascon.
Yet, despite the mastery, fit to be improved.
How, namely?
Hold back your force. Lie in waiting. I'll take 10 good men and open the gates for you. Wide.
See, this is why I doubt. Well,
And how do you aim to achieve this?
Asked Reynard.
Knock and claim to be a trinket peddler, I suppose. Or perhaps one of Lebioda's devout disciples.
Must you know every last detail? Where's the fun in that, sir?
There's none in warfare. Never.
Seethed Reynard.
For war is no farce. Your Majesty, he stands no chance. Not the slightest.
None at all, I concur. Yet his eagerness intrigues. Let's see what he can do.
Reynard did not approve of Meave's decision, this was clear, yet he dared not undermine it. The Queen's blessing now his, Gascon assembled a small force and set off, straight for the stronghold gate.
Lambs to the slaughter,
muttered Reynard, shaking his head.
My Queen, it's not too late. We can always...
Shh! Look.
yes, my court.
Already at the gate, Gascon lifted his arm in a gesture of peace, then merrily bantered a bit with the guards. A moment later, the gates jerked into motion.
But how?
No matter. The gate stands open. We must attack.
Meave raced off towards the fortress without even glancing back. She knew well her soldiers would follow.
Well, like I know info about Meave. They're like, oh yeah, sure, come in, tell us what you know. And then here we go attack. The guards continued their attempt to close the gate by Gascon's men, dispose of them, thrusting their knives between gaps in their heavy plate. They retraced the fist of the trap material, but Meave was quick to silence them. This operation was premature, true. Various lost their tactical advantage, but has not yet been defeated. No, this is an interesting board. So what do we have? No. Oracles might not be bad. I mean it works. So what do we
Oh! Ha ha! The strays have come to play!
So technically, let's look at it. So we have Fragment, yeah, whatever. We have Emperor Brigade. We have spies, which are taking point, so we shouldn't. So we should try not to murder everything until our spies are back. Every 2 turns, a turn start destroy a random nuclear with me passes. Move to the other side of the battlefield. So let's also try not to murder him. Also fire scorpion. Damage an enemy by 2. If it was destroyed, spawn fire on screen. Wait, if it were... Oh, I was going to say, wait a second. If I destroy the fire scorpion, do I set that row on fire? No, I think it means if an enemy was murdered by it, it would set fire to the row. Anyway, I want my pikeman. Boop.
There's not to reason why.
Let's see what we're gonna get.
This could hurt.
We're gonna get him completely useless.
This harvest, we'll be reaping black-clad heads. My boots got sand aplenty in them.
There was it. There's senses. I can do some damage with senses. I just need one more thing. Deploy the cavalry.
God save the Queen!
Oh no. Keep it. I see what you're gonna do. Go straight each time that happens. Anyway, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take out your apple pikeman. Or not. I was hoping I would take them out. But oh well.
To the last!
I guess we don't have enough damage on my side to... Yeah, they didn't focus fire. Can't really play anything here, so I'm just going to...
Thing about
play
slings,
myself.
they hide well.
And then we're going to toss a few things around. Get rid of all these pikemen.
Hey?
Okay, so what can we do? Well, we could toss those around. Or we could toss... those things become an annoyance. Toss them around.
Notice! All roads lead to Nilfgaard!
Never know how to do this. Well, then we should probably keep part of it. Oh god, I'm tired. See, the royal decree isn't actually helping me that much. At least not on short battles. Now on battles where I have, like, 2 turns, I can actually, I mean, when I have at least another round, I can actually make use of it. In this, less so. The problem is, though, is you don't exactly. Well, now I could have replaced it, actually, now that I think about it. Oh well. Remember that.
Order will triumph! It must triumph!
Holy crap, I don't know. Wow, aren't you? Could do it here, but it's not gonna hurt him, really. And we could get rid of one. Hope they shoot. They didn't shoot. I know, let's play a royal decree. That's totally gonna happen. I Oh, maybe that actually set that. Maybe that actually promoted. No, just scale. And then we passed. Trains.
Discipline. That is what you folk lack.
Because he's going to join our side. My promise our side support, so.
One red Lobington for you, milady. Compliments of the house.
Well, that works.
Gascon seemed a fiend as he fought his way to the keep, then single-handedly killed the commander. Suddenly leaderless, the Nilfgaardians laid down their arms.
My, Gascon. Colour me surprised.
He's obviously the traitor. We're on to you.
Pleasantly so, I
I'm
trust.
still paranoid now.
Don't fish for compliments, it doesn't suit you. Besides, you know you deserve both medal and title.
I shall hold you to it, my queen.
In due course. But I must know how. What ruse persuaded the Nilfgaardians to open the gate?
Come, my delightful charms, no ruse.
Ah, I see. Not one to share secrets.
Unremarkable, as I see it. I'd hold my tongue too, were my conscience thus burdened.
I've done naught to hide my shameful past, friend. I was a brigand, indeed, yet...
Do not dare take me for a fool. You know of what I speak.
Yet I don't. Reynard, what is this? What the devils is with you?
Reynard, were you the traitor and trying to place blame off on him?
Your Grace, in Mahakam, the Nilfgaardian letter we managed to intercept. Consider your offer accepted. Direct Meve and her force to the agreed site. We await their arrival. Your reward shall be as agreed.
Oh, you're trying to place blame on Gascon, are you? Well, what if it was you this entire time and you were just trying to misdirect me?
'Twas Gascon who told us Caldwell had received Angren to rule. 'Twas Gascon who suggested we ride for Lobington. Here, the Blackclads willingly opened the gate, for they expected him to deliver a prisoner. You!
I don't believe this. No, it cannot be.
Deny it, Gascon. Go on. Tell me I'm wrong. Do you require any more proof, Your Grace? What do they promise you? Amnesty? Coin in heaps?
Both. I knew Nilfgaard wouldn't parley with me as a matter of course. To be treated seriously, I needed something they valued. A stroke of luck, it was, the chance to free you from Caldwell's grip. 'Twas in Edirne that we first spoke. Then came to an understanding after Rosberg's fall.
Why do I still live then? Why not snatch me under Knight's mantle, drag me to Red Lobington in chains?
Meve, I sought to sell you out, I did, and aimed to gain by it. Yet in Edirne, you earned my respect. In Mahakam, my admiration. I swore then I wouldn't follow the terms of the accord I'd made. Instead, I'd let you into the fort and make damn sure the Commandant couldn't reveal the truth. Alas, seems I underestimated Reynard.
So, here's the thing. Could it be Gascon or could still be Reynard? Gascon could be covering for Reynard. They could both be in on it.
Flattery will get you knout. You, sir, are a traitor.
Technically, he isn't a traitor. He hasn't betrayed us yet.
Oh, please, friend. You appear to me a pot that calls the kettle black.
Oh god, they're both traitors.
Reynard? What does he mean?
I've no notion, Your Grace. Not the slightest.
Truly? Ha! And I had you pegged for a man of honor.
I'm gonna go fall down now.
Come now, Reynard. Who sent secret missives to Willem? Go on, you really should tell your queen.
They're both traitors.
What? Reynard?
His Highness guest chambers in Mahakam. One of my lads snuck in. Found a letter bearing the signature of one Reynard Odo.
Why would you... I'm gonna put my signature on it, because obviously that's not suspicious at all. Damn it, Reynard. If you're trying to be incognito, be incognito. No, don't just put your signature on it. That's not how being a spy.
Reynard, I beg you. Say it's not so. Tell me it's a filthy lie.
Your Grace. I'd hoped His Highness and you would reconcile. To see son stand against mother rent my heart. I wish to help.
He wished to help. He still committed.
Behind my back.
Your Majesty, I sought merely to push the youth to see reason, to open his eyes.
So say you now. Yet I can't know what was in the letters. I can't know what pacts you made. And alas, I can no longer take you at your word.
I'm not alone in having deceived. Yet I am in repairing my wrong.
Meve felt a tempest rise inside her. Yet she could not release it lest it cloud her view. She would solve the problem, strike it from her mind, and resume her journey at once.
So, and now is up. So, let's think about this for a minute. You could get rid of Gascon, which is stupid because he controls half our army. We could get rid of Reynard, which is stupid because he controls half our army. So we have one half of the army and the other half of the army, and we could just get rid of them. Yeah, because that would be the smart thing to do. No, it isn't. Or you could get rid of both of them. Okay, so that means I'd have what? Only my Dwarven units? I sort of wish I could save state and see what how many units I'd have left. Because I'm pretty sure they wouldn't fall without them. They could, in which case I would just lose, you know, 2 leader cards, and I'd still have access to the Straits of Spala, which that wouldn't make sense without Gascon now. And I'd still have access to, I don't know, most of my armor units, which technically, that makes more sense if I had access to them still, but still, I sort of wish I could just save state just to try that and see how stupid that is. As much as I don't really tolerate betrayals, I mean, Reynard has a good... His thing made sense. He's trying to get us to reconcile. He's doing it out of good intentions. I mean, Gascon could have easily, you know, betrayed us. But he didn't. Basically said he was going to betray us, but he never really actually betrayed us. So, anyway.
Drawn and quartered, I should have you both. Yet in truth, I cannot do without your aid. Now more than ever. 'Tis the one reason I show mercy and forgive.
If you think about it, we could get rid of them. But we're in the middle of a frickin' war. We can't be affording to get rid of half of all of our army when we're in war. That would be the stupidest decision possible.
Your Grace, perhaps made with doubt, but 'tis the right decision. I shall prove it. Thank you.
Reynard and I rarely see eye to eye, but under the circumstances, I second his every word.
Oh, shut your damn traps. And I believe you're needed in the wagon train. Now!
The Queen's wish was clear and fierce. Gascon and Reynard slid off, leaving Niamh to her thoughts.
Well, at least we revealed the trade.
From the palisade's rampart, Niamh gazed out over the marshlands across the Iruga. The Queen sighed deeply. She expected great challenges in Angren. She had also expected, even hoped, to find the one traitor in her midst.
But we found two.
But two. And both her close aides-de-camp. She felt a weight upon her heart now.
Blasted all.
She muttered.
Not the first dagger I've taken in the back. Likely not the last either. Yet to pity my lot will help not at all.
From the captive Nilfgaardians, Niamh learned Caldwell was at Tuzla Castle, in Angren's very heart.
We sort of already...
A small detachment would remain at Red Lobenden, while the Queen with the rest of her force set off to face the treacherous Count.
Mom, I must speak to you when you find a free moment.
Okay. To Palatine. Caldwell, Duke, Ardell, Edip, Grand Chancellor, and a good beast. The request to return to Larry has been rejected. I agree with your argument that King Fairhorn requires the support of an experienced politician. That's why I show advice, should the need arise. For now, you're down to more useful and angry. As you know, the Emperor depends on your rapid delivery of building materials to our shipments. To basically, we send him to a swamp. I'm sure he loves that. Oh god, Caldwell could probably come to me and be like, oh, I wish to rejoin. I'm sick of this swamp. And I'm not sure if I want him back or not. I mean, he is a decent card, though, so I'm not sure.
I'll keep a close eye on him, Mom. Don't you...
Savarut, Nordling, Netamar, Kotefme, Savarut.
I was hoping you'd have a, like, loot or
I'll
something.
keep a close eye. I'll keep a close eye.
So why have we revealed? That's not bad much loot though. Wait, more loot? No. There's more loot on the outside. More loot over there too. Loot. Actually, I want to do one thing before we go there. I want to make a small check, so I'll be right back. Okay, so I pulled up a guide. 'Cause I need to figure out some shit. Okay, so if you have low rep with Brute for Hoog, which you can't get by, you know, doing bad stuff, you get 0 recruits. Recruits don't really matter. And only 2 of each card. So even if you do practically the worst possible way, you still get 2 of each card. We did medium, which means we gained like 48 or so recruits, and we gained 4 of each card. If we got high morale, we'd gain like 104 recruits. And 5 of each card, which honestly we don't need 5 of each card. We don't really need 4 of each card, honestly. But that's basically what we would have got if we actually proved good to prove who. I probably could have murdered the Nilfgaardians without any real consequence, without going down to low. But oh well. Okay, that image is not loaded. Thanks, game. Okay, so there's something about, let's see, where is this thing? So there's no real actual consequence for removing Renard or Gascon. There's no real consequence for removing them. Wow, that's pretty dumb. I mean, you just don't have the cards. It doesn't affect our army or anything. Huh. Okay, a lot of that's spoilery. But there are quite a few ways I could lose Isabel in this chapter. I'm not sure if that's good or bad, though. Because she is technically a bit too good for our army, honestly. But at least we know now that I think I'm still good with my decision of removing both. Of keeping both of them, I mean. Oh great, super. Just what I want for an avatar. A game I don't play. Because apparently, like, spoilers, even if you remove Gascon and Rendered, they do come back later on. So it's a bit pointless. So it's one of those decisions that actually doesn't matter. Except for it does matter for a few rounds, but not in the long run. So it's like a telltale decision. Ooh. Anyway, loot. Look at all that loot. Look at it's loot. We should also probably go talk to Isabel though. She wanted to talk to us.
I'm pleased to see you again, Mom. You need something?
You wanted to talk to me?
You wish to speak with me? In private?
Yes, Mom. I've given thought to certain matters. The time's come to explain and reveal my decisions. I've not been entirely honest.
Oh, great.
But I've seen you very much deserve the truth.
We have a third
You're brave, wise, and above all, you've a good heart. And thus you're unlike any other ruler I've ever met, had dealings with.
I have a good heart, yet I've murdered how many people?
Isabel, what is it you wish to say? You're starting to worry me.
I told you of Sintra and Sodden. Do you recall? It's true, I took part in that war. Yet I fought for the Empire.
Done, done, done.
What? I'm not certain I understand.
My name is Isbel ep Muirmos, of Nilfgaard. I wish I could say I am from a conquered province. I wish I had that luxury. But no, I hail from the city of the Golden Towers itself.
Done, done, done. So, remember how I was saying about the spoilers? There's a lot of ways to get rid of Isabel in this chapter. Hey, look, there's one. But anyway.
My, I'd certainly not expected that. Please, tell me more.
I went straight from the academy to the army, as mages do in Nilfgaard. Yet I truly believed our aim to be to build a better world. With our help, the mages, the Emperor conquered realm after realm, right up to the Amel Mountains. Yet he was not sated, and turned his greedy eyes to the north. But the north stood and faced him. I'll never forget the bloodbath he wrought in Sintra. It was unspeakable.
He sought to intimidate us. He united us instead.
Indeed. At Sodden, when chaos engulfed the Imperial army, I saw my chance to flee the madness and begin life anew. And I did just that. I never sought thereafter to rejoin my countrymen or return to my home. Instead, I stayed in the north and swore never again to use my magic to harm others.
I mean, see, she has a valid point here. It's like, oh god, you could get out of my army, you Nilfgaard spy. But, I mean, she doesn't want to fight. She's made that pretty clear this entire time, that she doesn't want to fight, she doesn't want to fight, she doesn't want to fight. And once again, she doesn't really want to fight. She's basically our healer that we don't use because she's way too expensive of a card.
Yet I cannot stand idle as the Emperor perpetrates atrocity after atrocity. I wish to fight at your side.
But now she wants to fight our side. I mean, you're welcome to
All deserve a second chance. Yet from now on, there are to be no more secrets between us.
Certainly. I thank you. You've no idea what this means to me.
Good. Oh, and Isbel. This must stay between us alone.
Yeah,
for your own sake.
A lot of the people would be upset.
I appreciate the concern, Mom. But you needn't worry about me. I've lived for some time in the north, and dare say I know how to get by.
Oh, Jesus. So tell me more about
the city of the Golden Towers. Don't think I know any soul who's seen it with their own eyes.
Did you know many common folk believe they're made of real gold, the towers? Yet they're named for how the southern sun dances off their rooftops. My family lived in the capital long before Nilfgaard was ever an empire. The city is of great beauty, was always a source of pride, turned arrogance in time. When I was but a lass, my father would take me to the grand amphitheater to watch the gladiators fight. A daughter of Nilfgaard should grow accustomed to the sight of blood, he said. For to conquer the world was our destiny.
Well, there you go.
Dreadful. You must have hated it.
At the time, I saw nothing wrong in it. I admired the gladiators for their bravery, skill, finesse. Though now it shames me to admit it.
Duty calls. I must go.
Well,
of course. Should you need me, I'll be here.
Now we know Isabel's tragic backstory, and we gain So his foe is no longer a healer. Instead, she damages enemies at random with total damage taken during this battle. So, never say never. But could actually be useful. I mean, if you're taking a lot of damage, you could basically play her and do a lot of damage to the enemy. But at the same time, that's still not good supply. That's a lot of supply. We have other cards that we can keep that use a lot less supply and are actually pretty much better. Like for example, I mean the problem with like those cards is they have an antidote the entire bloody time. But he's still probably one of our best cards because whenever an ally takes damage, strength itself. So for our armies getting its ass kicked, strengthen, 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 strengthen. And for fighting monsters, we can just go and murder something by a lot. And it all builds up. I mean, power, I've had about 100 at times. But yeah, so. Probably still other choices that are probably going to be like, oh, you could lose Isabel by doing this. But, yeah. And of course we could have lost Gapper if we said about the Zigrins and all that, or after got rid of him for being, you know, for trying to betray us and all that. It's like, the game doesn't want me to have good cards, but yet I still have good cards even without the healers. Anyway, so we've made, you know, at least a start into battle. Fair's going on a bit long, but at least not over an hour and 20 minutes, hopefully, this time. Oh, I could build something? Okay, build. I could build that. I don't really care for those. Okay. I can't build that though. Let's say use all my gold on wood. I could build that, but I don't really care to build that. I could build that, but I don't really care to build that, honestly. I mean, the only thing... That's my dark man's on, insufferable noises. I mean, the mallet's somewhat decent. But nothing's very, you know, that great. I mean... I could do that, and now we have no resources at all, but at least we have 2 armor for units, I suppose. Oh well, till next time, hope y'all enjoyed, thank you, and have a nice day.